Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan. So, we're going through the schedule, going team by team, game by game, and coming up with record predictions. Now, how this works for me is, yes, there's definitely games that I will call out as a win based off of where you're getting them in the schedule, what team you're going against, that sort of thing, and games that I'll call out as a loss for same reasons. The remainder of those games, though, will go into more of a toss-up category. More so than anything, because I think it's asinine that people think with the kind of parity we have in this league, you can call wins and losses from the frickin' parking lot like this. So, at the end of the season, we'll just take all the toss-up games and kind of split them down the middle, and that's how we'll get our record prediction. So, we're into the NFC West, wrapping things up with the formerly St. Louis, currently Los Angeles Rams. Now, week one, you're getting the Cowboys. You're getting them at home, so there's a bit of a toss-up. Now, the Cowboys have a superior roster right now, for certain, and they got a huge upgrade in coaching. So it's no longer, you're beating up the human clapper, okay? You're going against a legitimate NFL coach now with a dynamite roster. So the reason I call this a toss-up instead of just an L is, well, you're at home, and it's the first game of the year. There's no way McVay and company are going to be unprepared for this game. They will find every way possible to get all the film on what McCarthy does. They're likely not going to be doing too much of what his former offense was. They're likely holding serve with what the offense this staff is familiar with. So it's a matter of how is he going to call things? Is he going to have play calling? We're not really sure on those dynamics yet. But again, McVay will be prepared. And so will this team. So it'll be a tough one, and that's why it's going in the toss-up category. At the Eagles, you're going to lose that one. All right, the Eagles are an extremely strong team. They are going to be in direct playoff contention with the Cowboys all season long. And what Les Snead has done to this roster bothers me. Giving away all the first-round draft picks for, the win now possibility that was a couple of years ago and last year with the Jalen Ramsey trade. You're starting to see what that does to a team. It puts you in salary cap hell by loading the team with nothing but top-tier veteran talent. And you can't replace the guys that you're forced to cut loose in order to make the salary cap work with immediate contributors because you gave away all your first-round draft picks in order to do it. So I really don't like what the Rams front office has done the past few years, and it's going to start to show. It already did last year. That trend is going to continue. So, again, you're losing to the Eagles. At Buffalo, toss-up game. Buffalo is a team on the rise, for certain. But getting thumped by the Eagles, I think you're going to come back ready to play. So, it's not a guaranteed W. The Bills are a strong team. The Bills are going to win that division. So, you will be competitive in this game. You'll have a chance to win. It's going to be a tough one. Giants. Toss-up game. All right, the Giants are a resurgent team. Well, not resurgent. They're surging. There's no re in there. Daniel Jones is going to be better. Saquon Barkley is about to have the best offensive line he's had in his young career. And he's easily the best running back in the league. It's going to be a nightmare stopping that man. And coming off of two extremely tough games, it's going to be very, very easy to have an emotional letdown with the Giants coming in. Because they're definitely not as strong a team as either the Eagles or the Bills. So they will have a serious chance at hanging an L on you in your house just by overlooking them. All right, so at Washington, also making this a toss-up. Okay? Washington is a bad team right now. But there will be a handful of games that they identify as things that they can really push for. And this is likely to be one of them. You know, the Rams are top heavy. They have a handful of players at the top that are absolutely strong. Some of the best players in their positions. The rest of the roster underneath those top tier guys, there's a lot of weakness there. You don't have depth. You're relying on a handful of big names and a very good head coach. And that's going to make it so some weaker teams have a real chance against you, especially when you're going on the road into their house. Washington is not going to win many games, though. So this is only just barely a chance for them to win, but it's still something where I see them having a chance to win. All right, at the 49ers, you're losing that one. You're losing it outright. The 49ers are a dynamite team. One of, if not the best, in the league right now. So going on the road to their house, you're not going to compete with them. The roster depth is not there. You know, their top matches your top. You can't match their second tier, their third tier. You just can't. All right, so Bears, you're getting them at home, you're going to beat the hell out of them. All right? The Bears are a pretty bad team right now. They were fantastic to watch a couple of years ago when they first got Khalil Mack. Well, now they have not been able to rebuild the roster as effectively since they gave away 2 first-round draft picks for Mack, and you're seeing the Raiders build extremely well because of that. And, well, Mitch Trubisky's really freaking awful. All right? He's in conversation for the worst quarterback in the league. And man, the Bears are going to have some explaining to do in that front office. They traded up to get Mitch Trubisky in a draft that also produced Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Good one, guys. All right. So, you're beating the hell out of the Bears. All right. At the Dolphins. We're at a home game that's a guaranteed win, but you're on the road. The Dolphins are going to be a better team at home than they are on the road. So I'm putting this into a toss-up category. The Dolphins have serious holes on their roster. So do the Rams. And you don't have a gigantic coaching advantage here either. Flores knows his shit. Had that team playing hard at the end of last year. So now another offseason under that regime that had a very good free agency period and an all right draft. I anticipate them to be much more competitive, especially at home, which is why you're not guaranteed to walk into that stadium and come out with a win. All right, so you get a bye week in week 9. That's not so bad. All right, mid-season bye, better than early season bye. You want it as late as possible, but you know, you shouldn't complain about a week 9 bye. All right, so week 10, you're in Seattle at home. That's the only thing that makes this a toss-up game. Were it on the road, you're getting thumped by that team. But you're at home. Home cooking matters for teams. It really does. There's a reason Vegas gives you 2.5 to 3 points just for being at home. And again, that is the only factor that puts this as a winnable game in my mind. Seattle is just as strong as they were last year. And last year, they were honestly competing for winning the division. And the Rams were 8-8. All right, so at Tampa Bay, you're going to lose. You're going to lose that game. Tom Brady, at that point in the season, is going to be humming with the best offensive staff he's had his entire career. That includes the Randy Moss years. All right? He has never had an offensive staff this talented. So at this point in the year, they're going to have all the continuity they need. The defense was really bad on the back end last year, but got better as the year progressed. And they added some draft talent to it that should be very effective this year. It's a very well-built team down there in Tampa right now. They are scary. They're going to be serious playoff contenders, and I don't see you winning on the road against that team. All right, so 49ers. Get them at home. Toss up. Okay? in-division games are always tough. Regardless of how good or bad teams are on either side, they know each other extremely well. The coaches have a real chance at being seriously prepared. And you have McVay going against Shanahan. These guys have spent so much freaking time together, it's insane. They know every little detail about what the other is going to want to do. So they're counterpunching against ghosts in their own head. Okay, they're going to be spending all week thinking very imaginatively about what the other person could possibly concoct to attack them, and counterpunching that wildly imaginative possible scenario. So I think both coaches are going to be putting really fantastic things out there in both of these games against one another. And on the road, you really don't have much of a chance, but at home, you have a serious chance at winning that game. All right, so at the Cardinals, you're going to lose. Mostly because it's a serious letdown. You had the 49ers the week previous. There's no way in hell you get up for a road game against Arizona the way you were against the 49ers the week previous. It's not going to happen. They are going to be very prepared for a home game against a team that they see an honest possibility of passing you in the division. So I see that as a loss. Patriots, you're getting them at home, you're going to win. All right, it's a Thursday night game. It's the only game on. So the players will be up for it. But this is more of a coaching thing, I think. Sean McVay really wants to make Bill Belichick look god awful. Now that he doesn't have Brady, McVay will have every chance in the world to do that. This offense is not going to be fooled by the kind of stuff that Belichick is going to throw at them. It's a veteran unit with very good coaching behind it. So it's a matter of what can the Patriots offense do? And personally, I just think Aaron Donald is going to be lying on top of Jarrett Stidham like 17 times this game. So I do think it's going to be a one-sided affair and a W. All right, you're getting the Jets at home next. You're definitely winning that one. The Jets, well, they're a bad team, and they're on the road against a team that's still pretty good. Yeah, none of this adds up well in the Jets' favor. Not really sure what Adam Gase is as a coach. I don't really like him, especially not compared to McVay. So you have a coaching advantage, you have a roster advantage, and you have home field advantage. The only way this game comes into question is if it's some sort of trap scenario, because you have Seattle the next week. That's it. But I do see that Jets game as a win. So at Seattle, you're definitely losing that game. Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner at home. Really well-built roster that hasn't mortgaged away its future in the way that you have. They're just talented. They're in it every year. Yeah, I don't see you winning a game on the road against that team at all. And you wrap up the season at home with the Cardinals, and you're going to win. The Cardinals are not ready to be road warriors just yet. They certainly are not. And you're definitely going to be ready for them this time around after getting lumped up on them in their home field. If you were paying attention, the guaranteed win-loss games I have at 4 and 5. Kind of split the difference on the ones that are in the toss-up category with an edge towards winning based off of strength of schedule. 8 and 8 is my record prediction for these Los Angeles Rams. So not only do you have a disappointing new uniform that kind of looks like a dick, you have a disappointing season. All right, this is a team everybody was anticipating to be perennial Super Bowl contenders with Sean McVay and this fantastic offense. And then Gurley's knee blew out, and you realized how much of this offense depended on having the best running back in the league. You're not going to have Gurley in his prime as a running back. Akers is definitely going to be seriously fun to watch. I expect him to be very good. He's not what Todd Gurley was. You can't put that on him. That being said, it's still going to be a good offense. You got Cooper Kupp. and now you have a running back to really funnel things through again. But the defense didn't do much to help Ramsey and Aaron Donald. And I don't see this team competing in a division that has Seattle and the 49ers twice each. It's too tough a road to travel for the Rams to get back to the playoffs. Anyways, tell me what you guys think. All right? Tell me if you think I'm dead fucking wrong. I'll take it. All right? Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And hit me up on Patreon. All right, so football season comes around. All of my content really is fantasy football related. So you need help setting your lineup. You need help setting your draft order. I'm your guy. We're also going to be doing game watch-alongs. So, again, hit me up if you're interested. Thanks for watching, guys.